Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to ADB Morning Cafe. Wait a minute. Can't do my microphone check like that. Get your cup of mocha, dog. I messed up my little clink. That's that Yeti, baby. Clank. When you open up that Yeti, the one and only. There's a whole bunch of imitators, but they can't compare to the originator. Yeti, baby. Wow. This is gonna be hot. This is gonna be cold. This is gonna. Whew, I tell you, this weather. Great day, grand rising, folks. To everybody marching on with another day. So, like to say to you all that I enjoyed a luncheon yesterday with a representative from National Life Group, which is one of our carriers, and tons of information. Folks, if you have an agent and they're not going anywhere to gain information, you don't hear of your agent going to seminars, conventions, you might wanna look around. If your agent hasn't contacted you for your annual review, or hasn't sent you an email or text message to say, hey, I've conducted your annual review and you're in good shape, probably should find another one. Annual reviews are done because the the industry is always changing. Also, stock market goes up and down, and also your income could change. You could be earning less money, or you could be gaining more money. It depends. So these are the things that need to be conducted. But yesterday, that individual, Maurice, shared tons of information on the National Life Group products. Went over each product. Went over the rhyme and reason. Went over living benefits. And folks, I learned something that I didn't know on some of those things. You don't know what you don't know, and that's what makes me the best agent, because I'm not so not so arrogant, or they call that to think that I know everything. I know it's another word for it. Y'all know I can't grasp it right now. I'm always on the hunt for the information, for the education, the strategy. This is what you want on your side, your agent to be conducting. I just heard on the radio And y'all bear with me on this one. I just heard on the radio that they're going to talk about exactly what happened with Malcolm Jamal Warner. You know, he's no longer with us. So, I mean, what are we really doing? You know, if we're going to be decent about it, I understand, but let's keep in mind he does have a family, you know, and wife and daughter that's left behind, and they need their time to grieve. I guess that just goes with being in the you know, in public, like as what's it called, it, entertainment. Uh, you're celebrity, the celebrity limelight, you know. But let's be for real. You know, there's a process that they need to go through. It's grief, and only they can say how long that's going to be. You know, for that child, it might be for the rest of her life. You know, or she'll be missing her dad. You know, keep saying, you know. Anyway, folks, let that be a sounding board to you to get life insurance. Do you have life insurance? Do you have life insurance? Do you have life insurance? You know, some people need it to be said in a different way. Some people need to be, do you have life insurance? You know, that Teddy Pendergrass bass in it. Make your call. You know, some people need that. Some people just a small, still voice. Hey, do you have life insurance? You know, if not, make the call. 844-726-2332. Don't not be with us anymore and leave your family to GoFundMe or tearing up your savings account or tapping into the 401k to bury you. You know, that takes away from something else that was supposed to be doing something else. One major thing that we talked about yesterday was why 40% of Americans, or I think it was 64% of Americans go into debt. And it's because of medical bills. Let me say that once again. 64% of Americans, the main reason that they go into debt is because of medical bills. So do you know that, and in that most policies, and especially at this company, whether it's a term or a perm, which we call term policy or permanent policy, you're going to get your living benefits. As long as you're not, you know, table rated out of them. Your health matters. But you're going to get your living benefits if you're in decent health, average health. So people, I want to express to you that living benefits help you not go into debt. They're at National Life Group, we have the chronic illness, or terminal illness, chronic illness, critical injury, and Alzheimer's riders. They also have a fertility journey rider. And only a select few of y'all that are listening are going to understand what I'm talking about when I say that fertility journey rider. That tells me that's a company that cares. I don't care what book you write. That tells me we care about our customers. And before we started the meeting yesterday, I was uh, I was we all stood up and gave a short, brief introduction of ourselves as to why we joined Experior Financial Group and why we uh, what did we want out of the day. My thing was I joined because I saw a family instead of a bunch of agents trying to cut through each other. I saw a family, a group of agents genuinely caring about each other and trying to help each other and wanting to see each other succeed. And to this day, that's what I see. Until this day, that's what I see. When it comes to helping your community, helping those in your community be protected, there's a certain quality or trait that people look for, and that one, the main thing is, do you actually care? They may not care whether or not you're a part of their community. They want to know, do you actually care about their community? I care about you. I care about communities. I care about people. I care that whether or not you're protected. I care whether or not you're going to have your money in the right place. Your money's going to grow. See, haters, I saw that one coming. Haters don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to have, they won't instruct you, hey, do this with your money. And in 10 years' time, your money's going to double or triple. They don't explain that to you. And then you're saying why? They don't say because of the index crediting on your interest rate of return. Banks at best, I ain't seen many, but at best they might do 5%. I don't think they get up that high, to be honest with you. Or like two, anywhere from 2 to 4, and 4 being the max at a bank. That's the interest you gain on your savings account. I don't know too many checking accounts that have they checkings. I don't even think majority of them have interest rates on them. If they do, they do. I'm not the guru in that, but I am the guru in index crediting. Best believe that. See, inside a life insurance policy, you could get a product to where there's a 7.5 7.35% or 7.35% crediting as long as the stock market doesn't go below zero. It's called a guaranteed rate booster. And the cap in that crediting would be 9%. See, folks, now your mind started to say, well, what is he saying? That I'm saying it now, your money is going to be hit with crediting, far above 5%, 7.35%, and then a cap at 9%. Some products have crediting with no cap. And most people, what does that mean? That means no cap. That means high as the stock market goes up, as high as your interest crediting will go up. And then the next question is, well, what if the stock market drops? You stop at zero. You do not go below zero. Where others in mutual funds and 401ks and 503s and 403bs and all of that, when the stock market goes below zero, so does their index crediting. So it's a negative, negative, negative. As much as that negative goes down, so then that is the point where they lose money. Now they got to come back up through the negative, 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 negative. You stopped at zero. You don't, when the stock market comes back up, you don't come back up from negative, come back up from zero. So you go plus, plus, plus. Does that make sense? If it makes dollars, it makes sense. Let me say that. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. In my book. I don't know what book you write. The book that I wrote. And the book that I go by, it makes dollars, it makes sense. So what I'm saying is that's where you want to put your money. You want to put your money not only where it grows, but also where you have protection. I'm protected from if I wake up, go in here and have a stroke. Now I can't do two of the activities of daily living. All right, now I turn my rider on. Have my doctor send the information over to the life insurance company. Now I'm getting a monthly payment, or depending on what the conditions is, I might need a lump sum payment. Instead of having medical bills and no answer, no solution, because I'm the solution expert. Now I have a solution to those medical bills because I had a solution to what to do with my money and my finances. Now I'm protected. See, folks, 844-726-2332. It all of my services, if you go to adbworldwidesolutions.com/linktree, all of my services work together so that, and that you see how I made that like a goal post. You're gonna kick the ball right through that goal post every time. You're gonna score a touchdown every time. I don't know how many people I have talked to and said, hey, I have prepaid legal service. Yeah, I don't want it. The next thing you know, I gotta get me a lawyer. I got this, man. Somebody wrote a check and signed my name on it. Now I got a check fraud case on me. I gotta get me a lawyer. But last year, in 6 months ago and 3 months ago, I told you, hey, why don't you gotta look into this prepaid legal service because you got that protection. A text message away. There's an app for it. You get a case put on you. They read that information of that case. The first 10 pages are free. Hell, the probably get the review of the case for free. You know, documents are they lawyers charged by the page that they read. I mean, you got to understand this thing now. Instead of paying 100% to the lawyer, you pay 75%. Instead of going to some of these stores and events and paying the full price, they're gonna send you an email. They're gonna show you where you got a coupon for certain services, certain events, movies and stuff like that, cell phones and stuff like that. That's a part of your prepaid service package. Some people be like, oh, I can't afford that. I can't afford, man. I got this debt. I got this debt that I'm dealing with. Okay, go to my page. Go to the page. We are partnered with uh, more than one, but the most recent mediator solutions, debt mediator solutions. Short form to fill out. They're gonna contact you. You're gonna talk with them, and they're gonna tell you whether they can do something or not. And it's no cost to you. But at least you understand and you know where you stand. One company consolidates your debt. One company consolidates your payment. And, the consolidation of the debt, you make a payment. The other one, consolidation of the payments, you make a payment. But they both negotiate with your creditors so that you don't have to pay the full amount of your debt and that you can have an affordable payment to pay to erase your debt. See, that works together. Now you freed up your debt. Now you can say, Tony, what's next? All right, you got a mortgage payment. Number one, let's get you covered. Let's get that covered. Number one, let's get you a term policy, because term policy is a whole lot of insurance. You can cover $200,000-$300,000 mortgage and you only be paying $50-$60 a month. And with that term policy, you have living benefits, right? So now we've got you covered there. Now, when your debt gets done and we're freed up now, we're going to get you started for retirement with a permanent policy. We'll set your see. I know you didn't know that life insurance can be designed for your retirement. I know, I know. But I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you. Don't be mistaken. A lot of people don't know. Don't beat yourself up about it either. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know. So anyway, now that once we get you in that permanent policy, now we have the full house of protection. Okay, let's say you did get the term to cover your mortgage, and now let's say you got your mortgage paid off, and you got maybe 5 years left in this term policy. We're going to convert it into that permanent policy that you have. We can do all, half, 10%, 20%. So what that does is take that death benefit and puts it into the death benefit of your permanent policy. Now, yes, your premium payments in the uh, permanent policy will go up. But what's the benefits? The benefits are you have a higher death benefit, which increases the value of that policy. Now you're operating in a, different range. Let's just look at numbers: 300,000 to 500,000 or 600,000. And then with the conversion, there's no medical, there's no underwriting. I say that to clients all the time. I ain't got much money. I said, listen, you're in good shape, you're in good health. Let's get you covered. You have to get covered, folks. And I'm not saying it to say that this is what you got to do. You need to do this, that. But if you do not have life insurance, at the very least, you need to be called. You need to be zip lining that number. 844-726-2332. Hit that call. You should be saying, man, I want a term. I want a term policy till I figure the rest of it out. Without even thinking about anything. But if you're in good health, even if you're in average health, even if you might have a little something going on, I need a term, because wake up tomorrow and go to the bathroom. On your way to the bathroom, you have a heart attack and hit the floor. And then it scare you. And then you be like, I need to give me some life insurance. Guess what? You don't have to wait 2 years because you just had a heart attack. You don't have to wait 2 years. And what happens inside that 2 years? Do you have another heart attack and don't recover, don't make it? Or a stroke or something worse, a car accident or anything? That's the urgency, people. You know, Malcolm Jamal Warner was on vacation. Just wanted to go out for a swim. It didn't make it. Come on, people. Come on. He didn't make it because he just, I mean, it's just that fast. It's just, I was talking to somebody the other day, 2 days ago, and I'm telling them, because they keep telling me, oh, we gonna get with you. We're gonna get with you. We're gonna get with you. Come on, we're gonna get with you. This is not right now. We're gonna get with you. And I'm telling them, it's unexpected. The tragedy is unexpected. You need the protection now. Right now. Right now, people. You need the protection. Not later. Not down the line. Down the line might not come. Down the line might not be available, ready and available to you. I tell you one thing I know. I can stress this. I can't stress it enough. And it's to the point where I feel some kind of way, but I don't feel bad because I've said it. Does that make sense? Like my neighbor, y'all have heard that story recently. I was out there, went to that, sat there, looked over at Stacy and said, "Baby, what you want to eat?" She was like, "I don't know, it's pizza." Yeah, go for it. Call, order a pizza, and go outside to pick the pizza up. My neighbor comes across the street and never did this before. Now he reached his hand out. I'm like, "Hey, everything all right?" You know my son, the one you always talking to. I said, "Yeah, yeah." We lost him yesterday. Y'all, I'm talking about a 20-something-year-old man. And just like that. So yeah, we tragically lost him yesterday. And immediately my heartfelt. I'm like, oh man, standing there with pizza and stuff in my hands, trying to not drop it, because it hit me hard. It hit me hard. It's like, man, this is close to home. And the next thing that hit my mind was, you didn't talk to him about life insurance. You did talk to him about joining the business to sell life insurance, but you never asked him, did he have it? And part of the reason I didn't ask was because they are Muslim, and some Muslims don't believe in life insurance. And I don't know, that don't. And if you're in the Muslim community, don't take that some kind of way. I'm just saying what I was told by another neighbor that was Muslim. His practice was God will provide, and I'm not disputing that, and I'm not arguing that. But this neighbor, which is a Muslim, he was like, "Yeah, I believe in life insurance, and I'm gonna get with you, and I believe he will." And I'm not, you know, but I wish, and I hope, and I listen, listen. Now, right now, 844-726-2332. Folks, as soon as you pull up to work, if you drive, as soon as you get to your destination, 844-726-2332, in your text messages, say, I want a term policy. I need to talk about life insurance. I don't have any life insurance. I do have life insurance, but I never had an annual review from my agent. I haven't heard from my agent since he signed me up. Anything. Text it or make the call. Now, go to adbworldwidesolutions.com/linktree. Plethora of services. They all do this number here. And then they put the goalposts up because you're a winner. You scored a touchdown. That's all I got for y'all today. Y'all have a beautiful day, a blessed day. Have it on purpose. Love y'all. Talk to you soon.